Did you click live? Oh.
I did click live. Yo. What's happening, all you lovely people? Appreciate y'all joining us on first episode of the week here in the Logistics Lounge. Hope everyone's having a wonderful hump day. Our day is going amazing. We got some really great guests coming on the show. You know how much we love talking about truck parking, really great issue. A lot of different people had a lot of different approaches to it. And by gone, we're going to try to cover as many of them as we can. So we got the guys with Freight Ninja on, going to tell us about all the stuff that they do. And Hunter, in the news tonight, we got some news about your people, bro.
Yeah. My people? What do you mean by that?
Oh, your people. Y'all gonna see.
What are you calling me right now?
Relax, pop a top, and enjoy the lounge. What's up, Mr. Hound?
You're coming at me with this news. You better come correct, buddy.
Oh, bro,
I'm having a fantastic day. I'm having a great day, dude.
It's your day is going to still be good. I'm just saying. I just need you to answer for your people, bro. That's all I'm saying. So I was going to do something else, and I saw this. Like, oh no, I cannot miss a chance to give fucking Hunter a hard time.
How was your day?
Oh, it was good. I started my day off with my most favoriteest thing in the world. Appointments at the VA. Can you hear the sarcasm in my voice? The absolute joy that is being in a government building. No,
it's been fun for the rest of us, bud.
It would. Dude, the place is like, son, it just like sucks the fucking life out of you, man. You walk in that place. Anyway, yeah, no, had some stuff at the VA, dude. Went and saw a nutritionist, doing the lumbar 69 thing, man, going through all that. So part of that, I'm trying to change my eating habits and my diet and everything, which is always the hardest part. Okay, when anyone says exercising is the easy part, it really is. It is the changing of the food that is the difficult thing. So did that, and then went and had an appointment for my leg. This huge, you've seen it, my skin graft. So yeah, and then came back, had a meeting with the customer or a prospective customer, and then, I guess here I am with you, bro. What about you? What is your day held?
Same old, man. Like I said, just taking on some new accounts. Closed that one this week, or I guess I technically closed them last week, but got my first order in officially this week. Got another customer out of California. So yeah, man, just advancing, kind of making my way into the company a bit more, learning the ropes, and making sure that the house doesn't burn down. So great day to be alive in freight.
It's a great day to be alive every day.
In general, man. I'm telling you.
We can just keep the freight part out of it. Yes. Yeah. Josh, let's crack a lacking. Josh. Josh, I saw your message only 15 minutes ago, dude. I'm sorry. I have not been on.
I'll shoot him over the.
I've not been online all freaking day. You just heard, dude. I've been tracked down all kinds of other shit. So, and some people say, well, you've been posting online. No, dude, those things were set up last week. You know what I mean?
We were here playing 4D chess, fool.
Yeah, I don't even know what's posting on our own stuff half the time.
Oh, that was a great post. Was it?
Was it? Yeah, what post? I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. All right. Hey, let's go ahead, chop out sponsor break, get to some news, and then we'll bring on these two fine gentlemen, and we're going to have a great conversation. So, AccuBid Pro, hey, they've been with us a little over a month now. We're trying to drive home to y'all, owner-operators, lease operators, how much you need this little bitty piece that is going to be so important to your business, help you learn your cost per mile, know where your business is profitable at, so you can bid better and bid brighter. AccuBid.
Don't be a victim of cheap freight anymore. Take back control. These are turbulent times for the transportation industry, with companies merging or even closing their doors. Whether you're going out on your own or leasing on with a new company, know your operating costs. Look out for you and bid better with AccuBid Pro.
You know what, Hunter?
Tell me.
Things are always mighty fine as long as you're doing business with Shoreline. John, I'm really hoping this is a rhetorical question because there's only one answer to this and only one answer all the time, any day. I mean, of course. But it just better be.
I
better
love
be
warehouses full of beer.
I guess this video he sent me. I liked all of it until he started getting to the crap convenience store beer. And I was like, oh, boo. I don't like this show. Turn this off.
Ooh, I'm Pedro with my pinky out beer. Get out of here, bro. Miller all day.
Hey, everybody's got the
Hey, I still love you, but when you said that shit at match, that's that corner
store beer.
Talking at me like I'm a fucking peasant out here, dude. The backbone of America is built on Miller Lite, all right? And I will die on that hill.
Hey man, everybody's got their thing. There are people out there that they prefer box wine over all that good shit. So, I guess
Slap in the bag a little bit.
Yeah. Dude, you get what you get, man. All right, news. Hunter. You folks up there in Tennessee, man. I'm telling you,
You better watch your freaking mouth right now, bro.
Taking advantage of the taxpayer, man. Tennessee transportation official has been indicted following the accusations that he participated in a years-long scheme to steal diesel from the Clay County Highway Department to fuel his own trucking operation. On today, the Tennessee Comptroller's Office announced that Jason Browning, the Clay County Highway Superintendent, has been charged with 1 count of theft over $10,000 and 3 counts of official misconduct. From July 2021 through July 2023, Browning is accused of selling 16,200 gallons of department-purchased diesel. They say worth 15, and the government, they got this down to the
I don't claim them. I am from Georgia as of today, okay?
$56,971.60 worth of diesel for his own trucking business. They had mentioned in the article, I didn't get all of it down, but the guy had bought this Pete that you see here in the picture and was running it on a dairy run is what it is. So it was just this one truck, but still 16,200 gallons he took. And here's how he did it, which I'm sure it was just honestly probably a crime of opportunity is what I'm guessing. But they say each week, Mr. Browning pumped an estimated 150 gallons of department purchased diesel into his transfer tank in the back of his department issued pickup truck, bro. He used their own stuff to steal their own stuff, man. It doesn't.
In all reality, he could be a modern day Robin Hood out here. Like, hey, or probably not a Robin Hood, but he's just picking out bugs in the system. Like, hey, you know what? I was just making sure that you're staying on top of your shit. Let me go.
If he was going to the local truck stops and passing it out to the drivers there, maybe
across the street with a sign, cheaper gas, cheaper diesel.
That's right.
How much you paying over there? Nah, I'll cut 10 cents off of it. Come on.
But there's that, man, and dude, stealing diesel from
You watch out talking about people from Tennessee, motherfuckers. All right, I know you big bad down there in Texas, but that's pretty dumb. That is pretty dumb.
I think it's pretty. I don't know. It is dumb, but it's just pretty damn funny too. You know what I mean?
You find a loophole, man. Like,
I wouldn't call it a loophole, Hunter.
Kind of.
A loophole is finding a loophole.
Hey! I'm just standing up for my people, like you said, man.
No, that's good, man. That's good. You go ahead and go testify at his trial. It's just been indicted so far, so you have a chance to go help him out, Hunter. All right,
I'll go test it out. Different county.
The sucky thing that they didn't talk about in that story though is that his driver is now out of a job. Didn't even think about that, did they? No. See,
No,
just
no.
concerned about him stealing diesel. They're not worried about that poor man who just lost a job now.
That poor man was probably taking some of that free diesel. So
I don't know. Man, it did say. I mean, I wouldn't say that. They said the truck was parked at his house or whatever. But I mean, I don't think the damn driver knew. Even if he did know, I mean, you got to prove that he knew. You know what I mean? And do they really probably care about hearing? Probably fucking not. So anyway, anything else to say on that? Negative.
Hiya.
Hiya. That's what I mean. What y'all? What? Dude, I know it seemed cliche to use a ninja, but we have not yet and may never again get a chance to put a ninja in an intro video.
Yeah, ninjas
So
are
it just had to
tight,
be
like-
done.
I loved it.
I loved it too. That was nice.
Yeah. Well, how are we doing today, gentlemen? Welcome to the lounge.
Doing
Thanks
well.
for having us, guys. Doing
Where y'all at, guys?
We're based out of Chicagoland. We're about 25 minutes out of the city, in a city called Lombard. We're both from the city, born and raised. So this is where our office is, and we actually have a yard here as well.
Will you ever get your hands on a Lombard city limit sign? I know a guy that probably want it.
that fitness guy that you guys talk about a lot, right?
Yeah, man. Y'all don't, man. If you don't follow him, you got to follow him. That guy's an absolute hoot, man. He's a nut job. Really, really nice guy too. How's y'all's days going, gentlemen?
Great, busy.
Yeah,
Very busy.
Better than the alternative, I guess, right?
hey man, that's true. Busy. We all complain about it, but busy is really the only thing we ever want to be. You know what I mean? So no. Yeah, exactly. Hey gentlemen, we start everyone out with the same question, and you two can choose who goes first. But that is, who is John and Chris, and how did you guys become the COO and the CEO and founder of Freight Ninja?
John, go ahead.
So my story starts back in 2014. Started a trucking company. Didn't know anything about trucking. Started a regional trucking company with my brothers, doing intermodal freight. As we were scaling here in Chicagoland, started to get a lot of requests from customers and drivers walking in off the street asking, "Hey, can I pay you park my rig here? How much you want to give me?" Right? So, I blink and half the yard's filled with other people's equipment. They're paying the lease on the property for me, and I've got all my stuff in there for free, right? So it's like, a little light bulb moment, right? So started targeting yards here in Chicago just to run that month-to-month truck parking model, while I was still heavily involved in the trucking side of things, and scaled it to about 8-9 yards. This asset class started to become really popular in real estate. A lot of money came pouring in. So, was getting approached by a lot of different groups, sat down with my brothers and was like, listen, I think this is something that I kind of got to take a step back from the trucking side of things and pursue, and go full speed, right? While we get a little head start. So, Chris, I've known my whole life. We've been best friends since we were little boys, and I would come home from work every day while I was doing this. Had no employees. It was just me by myself, and get on the phone with him. He was living in Florida at the time, and bounce ideas off each other. And I'm like, listen, one day, when this thing gets bigger, I'm gonna need you back home, and that time has finally come. So right now we're currently running 41 locations across the country, with about 9,500 truck stalls.
Big fan of homies helping homies there. Like, hey, bro, we're about to hit it off big time. So go on, put it on the market, get the boxes packed up, bring it on back home. What's up, Josh?
Exactly.
What's up, boys?
Another
How are
Chicago
you?
native right there.
Nice to meet y'all.
Hell yeah.
What's up, Josh?
Josh, you're gonna have to go swing by those guys' office and pick us up some swag and mail it to us because they're just in Lombard, so they're not far from you.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'll be there tomorrow morning.
We got it.
We got the best swag too.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh man.
Pedro, you just put yourself on mute.
Oh, dude, I don't know what I was doing.
I love it.
Sorry.
Technology Rob, back in action.
I'm telling you, technology raw, man. Here we go all over again. I had such a good fucking streak going.
You had to run, man. I almost
Dude,
forgot.
I had to
about
run.
it. I almost forgot.
I had to run. We should do a counter. Like next time, we should do a streak, man. Anyway, all right. Well, hey, John, do you have wife, kids, man, family? Do you want to talk about
Yeah.
that?
So I have a wife. We got a 4-month-old at home, so he's fresh. John Jr.
Congratulations, brother.
No, he's great. It's awesome. It's been a life-changing experience for sure. You don't realize how much of a game changer that is until he's here and they hand him to you. You're like, here, go home with him and take care of this baby. It's like, you got like instructions or anything? Nope, just figure it out. Right? So,
The trust they put into us, you know what I mean? It's like
Right.
we go through all. Hey, look at how much we vet people that haul freight. We don't vet parents
So
though.
true.
You know what I mean? Like,
It's so true, dude. It's so
should
true,
we
dude.
be sending this kid home with this person? Oh man, that's awesome, dude. That's
Check out our website, babyassured.com.
Oh man, Chris, what about you, brother?
Born and raised in Lombard, obviously best friends with John, was in the transportation industry for 18 years before coming over here. I worked for Beacons Moving Solutions. It's a huge household goods nationwide mover. I kind of held up all of the DOD moves. I was the SVP over there. Like John had said, was always talking about what he was doing. And we always had a dream of, kind of bringing this together. Once John was in the right spot, he started getting a little buried due to fast growth. Obviously, kudos to him on that. And it was the right time for me to move out of lovely Sarasota/Siesta Key back to good old Chicago last November and join, my best friend. And it's kind of been just sky's the limit from there. Really saw John's vision because when he says we talked every night, I mean, it was literally FaceTime every single night. We would get in and just talk about what he's doing up here and kind of go over, the ebbs and flows of the new. This was a new venture at this time. This really wasn't even being marketed on the LinkedIn like it is now. It was truly a mom and pop business that I feel, following his journey and following others' journey, that he kind of brought into the space and made it marketable and kind of brought iOS investors' attention to this and kind of led the way for others in this space. So it's been a great venture so far, and hopefully, within the next couple of months, there's a lot bigger news going forward and huge growth pattern coming up.
That's awesome, John. I just want to say that when Chris and I talked earlier today for an hour on the phone, everything he just said about you was completely the opposite. So just let you know, take that into account. Take that into account when his performance review comes around. No, I'm joking. We didn't talk about that.
he's not shy about telling me what's what for sure.
Yeah.
He said he made me an offer I couldn't refuse.
That's great, man. I'm like Hunter already said, dude. Homies helping homies. That's a big thing with us on the show, man. We have what we call the Lounge Collective, and it's just friends helping friends. But if you can directly help a childhood friend like you guys, man, be able to do business together, and that
just goes to show, like, dude, Chris, the trust that you have in John down here to pack up from Florida and move up, man. Like, that's huge. That's fucking huge, man.
Oh.
Stop it, Josh.
I don't know about friends, man. I gotta get one over, bro.
The Cubs.
I gotta get one over, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Hey. So, but next thing I want to know, is obviously there are a lot of people in the truck parking space, you know, and everyone does their own thing. They're supposed to do the platform. There's people that own the properties. There's ones that do a mix of both. You know, what is it that you guys feel sets you aside from the rest of the pack?
Yeah, so we're true operators of this land in this space, right? Whether we own it, a partner of ours owns it, you know, we manage it for some groups. We come in, we plant our flag, and we do A to Z, you know, on that property. And there's a lot of groups out there that'll do kind of mix and match or come to us, try, you know, and get in the middle of selling space, right? You're a driver, you go through an app, they connect you with guys like us. We come in and we do A to Z, right? We don't want to be mixing kind of tenants that, you know, don't really know each other. We try to build a community in our yards, right? These are all smaller trucking companies, larger trucking companies, owner operators who are almost self-policing for each other, right? So, you know, they know the guy who's parked next to him. He's been parked next to him for 2 years, and they look out for one another. Because at the end of the day, this is their yard as much as, you know, it's our yard. So.
Hey, before we go on, I'll make my reply to what you said. Sorry, John. If you guys want to pull up your website, or if y'all want to share anything, any pictures or files or whatever, if you look at the bottom of the screen, there's a bar, and in that bar, there's an icon that says present with a plus sign inside of a computer screen. So if you guys want to pull your website up, you can. If not, I have it pulled up and I can pull it up for you. And we can scroll through it, or you can tell me where you want to go if you want me to give people a visual aid.
Yeah, Pedro, you want to pull that up real quick, and we can kind of just scroll through the locations to give people an idea of where we're at, and, you know, kind of what areas we represent.
But John, to touch on what you said, I like that. I think that's you actual property owners play a big part in this whole thing. You know what I mean? I mean, let's get down to it. You know, I mean, the platforms are kind of like the brokers, the property owners are kind of like the shippers. You know what I mean? You guys are what have the product, and, you know, obviously the carriers are still the carriers, but they're the customers. So, you know, and I think having control over those properties and being on site and not just saying, you know, hey, here's a random place to park, I think makes a difference, because if you're going to put a product out there and you're going to brand it as yours, you want it to align with your beliefs and your operational standards and the things that you feel a customer should be given, you know, when they do business with you. So where do you want me to go, guys?
If you want to hop on locations,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
So, I mean, right now we're operating in obviously all these states. We're doing 100% month-to-month truck parking. We don't do any nightly unless it's a favor for one of our customers, right? We don't like the thought of kind of guys coming in, wreaking havoc in the yard, and you never see them again, right? This is, you know, our core. I always say the company was built on, you know, the 98%ers in transportation, the guys with 25 trucks or less, because those guys can't find space for themselves, right? So we had to combine them all in. Like, we'll go take down 10 acres, and if you need an acre, we can give you that. If you need one stall, we'll give you that. If you need 50,
No way.
we'll give that. So
Absolutely. And as you can see, guys, by looking at our website, we have a heavy presence in the Midwest, Illinois specifically. That's kind of our bread and butter. You know, it's people like to refer to Freight Ninja as kind of the parking kings of Chicago. I think we have over 22 locations in this market. So this is kind of where our footprint, or, you know, we made our stamp at. And then we've started growing into the Southeast, Southwest, such as areas like Glendale, Arizona, Largo, Jacksonville, Houston, 3 sites in Memphis. I know you guys talked about Memphis on a couple other episodes. Gastonia, North Carolina, Ohio, Indiana, Wisconsin, Michigan. I mean, we try to cover all of the major hubs and, you know, port, rail, airports, you know, stuff like that, where drivers need to park safely and with secured loads too, because a lot of our customers have high value loads that, you know, if it gets broken into while they're parked overnight, that could be $1 million loss for them on a contract, and it's a disaster. I mean, that's putting them out of business. So we pride ourselves, especially myself, in secured locks, whether it's manned security at some locations or AI technology provided camera systems that are monitored by a dispatch center that have been very successful for us, because some of our lots that we do have are in rougher parts of Chicago, like the South Side and stuff like that, where crime is normal.
Like that one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for laughing, dog.
No, but I mean that's a great thing
I
though.
talk
'cause-
to you, bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
Blue
but yeah,
Island,
I mean, we talk all the time about, cargo theft and freight fraud out here, and that is a huge thing in Chicago. I mean, hell, they had that one crime ring. I forget how much it was worth, but finding like
Crazy.
100,000 square foot warehouses full of Jordans and TVs and like all kinds of crazy shit. So it's you just
real.
never know, man.
And not only the cargo theft either, but this year, and I think it started with COVID, but it started popping again this summer, was the CPCs in the trucks. I mean, you had professionals going into these yards and it didn't matter where you were. It could be Chicago, it could be Houston, it could be anywhere that there's a heavy presence of rigs, and they were going in, ripping the dashboard out, finding the computer, taking that out, and that's not a cheap repair. That's about an $8,000 repair right there. Not only that, but the downtime, if the wheels aren't turning, you're not making money, so you're just getting compounded with problems, and I hate it. I mean, there's so many scumbags out there that take advantage of people's livelihood, like the heartbeat of America. These are the people that are bringing your goods to your house, the clothes on your back, and you keep fucking with them. What are we doing here? Stop.
Yeah. And I like how you guys touched on, smaller carriers too, 25 trucks under, or even like an owner operator, like what you're saying, someone goes in there and steals all that technology, $8,000 could potentially put you out of business, man. Like,
hell yeah.
So that's huge. That's huge.
That can put you out of business, but not a freight guard.
Oh, Josh. But yeah, man, I mean, it's the God honest truth, man. Like, and we've been talking to a lot of people about truck parking. Like when it comes down to it, drivers complaining about having to pay $25 a night, dude. $25 compared to $8,000, or in the worst case scenario, $250,000 of cargo getting stolen out of the back of your truck while you're sleeping. Like,
right. Or lot lizards coming up to your window, knocking on it at 3:00 in the morning. Hey, honey, we don't allow that. That's why we kind of stay away from the daily side right now too. Because like John had hit on, we hit the community feel. We've had people box in a container that was getting pulled out by someone that they weren't familiar with, and it ended up that load was almost stolen completely. But until the people of the community and the people in the community stopped them, and the owner of that container gave 3 of those drivers that stopped the container from being stolen $250 gift cards each, just for a thank you. That's the kind of stuff that we promote in our yards, because it just gives it that family feel. And if you knew us, obviously longer than today, you would see that we're a tight knit group here throughout Freight Ninja, and even beyond that, beyond business.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's all about. Like one of our buddies on X, Cody, he was talking about. He's a flatbed driver, and he's like, I wanted to park outside of my receiver that I was delivering to the next day, and I'm getting approached by homeless guys asking for money, and he's like, now I got a bunch of homeless dudes standing outside of me, and like I wish I could carry a gun as a truck driver. I don't know, hypothetical. I don't know if I can say that without us getting shadow banned on YouTube. But I mean, some protection, man, some protection. And people are like, oh, well, dude, that's not that bad, man. There's people parking at the Loves here in Nashville that are getting unalived like a couple times a year, and it's scary, man. Like for free parking.
Since we're kind of talking about the or touching on the security part of this right now, guys, can y'all give us some of the things that makes y'all's lots secure? I mean, is it just fences? Is it the availability of access, how secure the access is? Tell us what makes your guys' sites safe to be at versus parking a truck stop on the side of the road.
So what we do is, obviously before we go into a market, we study kind of the criminal activity in that market. We work with a group called Amrock, who used to be Guard Dog. You guys have probably heard about them. They're a nationwide electric fence company, which we love. They do a ton of data. They provide us a ton of data analytics on certain areas that we're specifically in, to where we'll make our decision if we need to go that far. Like you guys said, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, no one's getting rich off of, these truck parking lots. So every penny matters. So if it's in an area that doesn't call for it, obviously we'll cut it. What does that mean then? We could pass that savings on to the driver. If we have to add it, obviously our cost goes up. So, we have to figure out how we're going to pass it along to the stalls. But so they give us heat maps on crime in the area, how many people have electric fencing in that area. Because obviously if there's 5,000 accounts that they run in that property or in that market that has electric fencing, there's a reason why we probably don't want to be the only idiot without it. So that's a big one for us in bad areas. Chicago, actually, we just helped get past. The city of Chicago, John loves when I talk about this, did not allow electric fencing because they deemed it racist. Welcome to our politics up here.
Shit.
So the state of Illinois actually overrode them, and it is now allowed, which was great news for us because we've had some issues at some of our properties. Because we manage we do about a 50-50 split. We manage 50% of our properties for business owners who have the land, and then we lease own the other 50%. So anything that we have to tap into there, obviously the ownership has to get on board, like the South Side yards. And it took us a little bit to get a grip on reality in those yards. When we first opened them up down there, we didn't know kind of the market really. I mean, we knew it was the South Side, but we didn't really see why people would mess with trucks until we realized and grew in this. And as soon as we put the electric fencing in those yards, it stopped immediately. The only market that people aren't scared of electric fencing is Memphis.
Dude, Memphis, that railroad right there, dude. That
We're right there too on the mark.
On scam or
Across the street.
I want to know
We're right across the street from the rail.
So do every one of your yards have electric fencing?
The ones that call for it, yeah.
Oh, dude, that's so cool. Oh, man. Josh, we're going to need you to go to the store and get a raw chicken tomorrow morning before you go over to the thing so we can test this.
Hey, I'm gonna do that though. If they let me, I'll do that. I'm fucking recording.
Content,
I'll give you our address to our Thornton yard. You can test it out there.
Yo, that's good stuff. All right, tell us some more, man. Are any of your sites are they manned? What are the security cameras, systems? Lighting. What does all that stuff look like?
Yeah, so a lot of all of our sites have lighting. I'd say a majority of them are fully fenced, gated with gate access code for in and out. And then we actually have a couple joint ventures with some of the technology providers like LBT. I'm sure you guys have seen those at the stadiums or the malls, big flashing lights, 3 PTZs. And we actually worked out an agreement with them to where they monitor the yard between 8 p.m. and 6 a.m. And look for any suspicious activity, to where they will actually call the local police department if they see anything that's out of whack. That's been a huge help for us. Because obviously, I mean, again, we go back to human interaction. We've had those guys on site. Money started going in their pockets. Inside jobs started happening. As soon as we removed those, we kind of cut the cancer, and it's kind of gotten away from that. A lot of our guys that park with us, they'll offer up and say, hey, I got 5 spots here. I kind of said, listen, what if we give you 2 free spots out of the 5, and you kind of be our eyes and ears in that yard? Hey, that's awesome. No problem. I love it. I mean, next thing you know, you're getting calls at 11, 12 o'clock at night. Hey, Jimmy's doing an oil change here. All right, well, tomorrow I'll tell Jimmy. I mean, let's fine tune the communication and what we're going to call about during those times. If it's 5 trucks on fire, which I've got before too. I think it was my first week here. One of our security guards called John. John was sleeping, and then he called me and he's like, "Hey, there's 5 trucks on fire." Or actually, he called John. And John goes, all right, call the police. What do you want me to do? Call the fire department.
You call me for? Call the fire department. I'm not going to come put it
I
up.
think he needed to hear it twice. So instead of calling the fire department, he called me and said, hey, I just talked to Johnny. He told me to call the fire department. What do you want me to do? I said, call the fire department. Like, get them out there. And, you know, that ended up, you know, being an inside job to where you guys know directly during COVID, there was a lot of money in this industry. So a lot of people went out and bought equipment when equipment was, you know, 50% above market. And then the market drops and these guys are paying notes on shit that freight can't afford. So let's just torch the shit and collect an insurance claim. So we
Never saw a fire on a truck in the yard until after COVID.
What's that, Tom?
Never saw a fire on one of our trucks in our yard until after COVID. 3 trucks just lit up in the middle of the night. Nobody in them, not running. I don't know how that happened.
Of course.
Yeah. And
So
then the insurance investigators are in the office asking questions, you know, what's going on here? You know, he's done this, this, and this. And he's like, Chris, what do you think? I go, look, I've always wanted to be a police officer growing up. If it was my professional opinion, I would say that this is a fraud for sure, detective. He'd be like, oh, that's what I was thinking too. So, you know, I did my job as a citizen.
So I just thought of this, and you guys are going to be the guinea pig. And I'm gonna every other parking company that we know, I'm going to ask the same thing. But like, you know, as brokers, we have to do a carrier vetting process to make sure that the people that we're working with are legit. And you know, there's obviously a lot of hurdles to jump through. You guys go through kind of the same process for people that can sign up with Freight Ninja?
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of learned from the past, right? Been doing this now almost 10 years. We're collecting insurance certificates on all the part. You know, every carrier comes in, we're getting insurance certificates. We got burned by used car guys, tow guys, you know, different groups that are storing junk equipment. We don't want our spaces to become junkyards. You have to be a reputable carrier, right? A lot of these guys have now been with us for, you know, since day one, right? So, yeah, and now actually to kind of take that one step further, we've been vetted now by a lot of groups that, you know, for example, like a TQL, their risk department saying, hey, we're going to be storing stuff in your yard. We want to make sure you have the necessary, you know, the yard is fenced, gated, lights, access control system, those security measures too. You have to be approved by them for their carrier to then park their equipment in the yard, right?
Are you
so
putting a 50% margin on all TQL equipment in their yard?
100%, bro, 100%. I tell you,
That's the first time I've seen that is this year, where I'm actually getting on with, you know, risk compliance guys from different groups and going through a vetting process on our yards. So
all the only advice we'll give you on that is don't say verified by TQL. I would not put that anywhere in your business advertising.
No, dude.
But that is cool though. That, like, I mean, even though it is who it is, like it
is cool.
You
no,
know, something that you're focusing on. You know, the compliance and safety side of things. And hey, if you need some additional ears to, you know, chew on and get some advice from, man, we got homies, man. Sam, big safety guy. Old John Cantera, big compliance guy. Like we got homies that can help.
Actually,
this is
huge.
Absolutely.
That's John. I'm glad you brought that up, man. You know, that is a good thing to talk about. You know, is these larger fleets, even though, you know, LQT isn't a fleet, but I want to take it to as a driver, man. I want to take it as a driver. When I drove for larger companies, and if I wasn't parking at the terminal, they had to know exactly where I was parking my truck, and they would ask me, where is it going to be parked? What's the address? Is it secure? Is there lighting? You know, whatever, so forth and so on. And I had to get approval for them to park the truck. Now, it was stricter depending on if I was empty or had a load, you know what I mean? But, you know, that's a good deal. I don't think that a lot of these, well, actually, I don't know. You guys can maybe prove me wrong here. Do a lot of larger carriers do business with you guys? You know, like we got a Schneider yard here. They rented out the back of an RV repair place. They've got like 15 acres and they rent like 3 of it. So, you know, do you guys do that? And do y'all go through that type of same vetting process with those carriers?
absolutely. I mean, we work with groups with one truck owner operators, right? Single truck owner operators, and we work with Amazon, Union Pacific Railroad, and we've done deals. There's a large spectrum there of groups and customers that we've done business with, right? So a group gets a contract in a certain market for a year. A lot of these landlords want 5 to 10-year leases on their land. They don't have an alternative option. They could come to us and cancel on 30 days notice, right? So you really don't know how much volume or space you need in a certain market until you win that contract and start delivering.
So true.
And that's
I wouldn't be
another thing,
surprised.
guys. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Chris.
That's another thing too, is this space first started in truck, trailer, and fleet parking. And if you open up your eyes and allow yourself, you can grow into a true IOS, industrial outdoor storage provider. For example, in Memphis, I mean, that was a tough market to get month to month, because as you guys know, drivers want to get in and get the fuck out of Memphis immediately. They don't want to park there, nothing. So we had a group reach out to us. We had 9 acres, literally right on Lamar and was that Shelby, John? Right across from the rail, prime time, beautiful yard. We had a group come out and say, hey, we do this for the city. It's a 4-year deal. We're interested in your property. Boom, here you go. They're not, they're using it for industrial outdoor storage, not necessarily truck, trailer, and fleet parking. So we've kind of branched out outside of the box in areas that maybe, we can't fill a yard completely. There's not enough demand there. We've gotten creative ways to kind of, supplement those extra spots and make sure that it's generating revenue, which has been a good success of ours too. So it's not just, that's our bread and butter. Reese, as of late, it's been a lot more people have been reaching out to us that may have no trucks and trailers and they want to use the site for something different. We have a couple of CDL schools on our sites too, that they take 2 acres and they do CDL training on our sites. We have 2 in Mount Pleasant. We've kind of separated them with an IO, but I go, are you guys cool with this? Like, oh, yeah, I know him. I'm like, gosh, of course you guys do. All right, go ahead. You guys are good. So, we get creative, and it's at the end of the day, it's dirt. And how can we use dirt to the best of our ability? Obviously, it's paved dirt, but it's still, it's vacant land.
It's been really cool too from our side, kind of see the evolution of this, right? It's when I first started in this truck parking space, it was 100% mom and pop run. I used to call competitors, try to get pricing, and it's like babies crying in the background, and it's a guy who wants cash. He's like, yeah, you give me cash, I'll let you park wherever you want. Usually inherited a piece of land that they've owned forever that, just ended up being a good spot, to park a truck logistically. And now, like, if you look at our site, our website, you could kind of see I could show you our first site. I could show you the last site we just opened. It's night and day what, all these institutional investors came in and they're putting a lot of dough into, developing premier truck parking facilities.
Yeah. I think I think that's where, I'm glad you said the premier thing, because I think that's where the next level of this is going, and because and I'll even say, John, I know it's in your mind. I know you're toying with it, even though you said you don't do it. But even that 1 to few day thing, man, that's where that premier truck parking really comes into play, because we actually talked about this on a previous show. People complain about truck parking. A lot of drivers do. Hey, I get it. All right. Times are hard, and a lot of truck drivers, they don't make a lot of money. Some do. Used to make a fucking killing driving a truck. Not so much anymore. But you sit there and you figured out that you can pay the $15 or $20 or $25 to park at a good truck parking place with premier parking that has, a building for you maybe to hang out in, somewhere to maybe do your laundry or get a shower, or I don't know, maybe they got a food truck on site, you know what I'm saying? Or you can park for free at a truck stop where you're still going to go in there. You're going to spend money. If you roll down your window, the only thing you're going to get is a fresh smell of piss and feces. You know what I mean? You're going to worry about all the stuff that comes along with that. And that premier truck parking, I think that really is next level. I think drivers are starting to see the value in that because it's reminiscent of the old truck stops where truck stops used to be safe. You used to have all the equipment you wanted. They were all nice. They were well maintained. All of the things that drivers want and that they deserve. So I love that you're looking into the future with that Premier stuff. It's John. We already know what it is. His microphone is close to his speakers, and that's why he gets the feedback. We've been doing this a little bit. We haven't figured out now.
But yeah, it's I mean, for me, I know there's demand there for nightly and weekly, but I mean, certain markets of ours, you could pay $25 for the night or pay $200, and that's yours all the time, right? So if you know you're coming through this market, it may be worth it for you to just pay the $200, right? Pay the $200. That's your spot. You can leave your car behind if need be, and go from there. For me, the technology's not quite there yet to monitor, the nightly, hourly, weekly parking.
No, hey, not saying anything about it, man. But I
Definitely on our list of things that in the future that we want to be able to accommodate that. But at the same time, you're hoping that you're 100% full with monthly guys. So
yeah, no, and I mean, and the Premier stuff goes, obviously beyond the level. I mean, I think when you talk about Premier, you talk about the smoothest fucking concrete that you can get. We're talking like airplane runway level smooth. Great lighting, easy access on and off the highway, near good industrial areas. We know it's safe. 10-foot tall fences with concertina wire and a moat with alligators around it.
You still got the website pulled up? I could show you kind of our evolution of truck parking. I don't know if you could share. I could probably share.
Our Jacksonville yard actually is it's the old airport's landing strip. That's 10 inches of concrete deep. It's beautiful.
The old godfather of truck parking. Did y'all hear that story about when they were standing in their yard in Miami, had an airplane land in one of their parking lots, didn't hop out at all, just turned around and took back off.
Jesus. That's crazy.
Where
Airplane Parking Club.
Throw down Illinois if you can. Yeah. Where's Bartlett at?
This one?
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of my first locations ever. This was just 100 acres of open field, right? Started with 2 acres, filled 2 acres. Luckily enough, the landlord was a construction guy, right? So as I was filling acreage, he was making it bigger. I think this site alone now today has 615 pieces of equipment parked on it.
Golly.
With even more room to keep expanding. And then if you go back and go to 106th Street, Chris?
Yep. So that's kind of the first. We're talking about evolution here. So go to that, scroll down a little bit. Right there, Chicago, Illinois. This is, where we're going.
Right. So now this one's 22 acres of all paved surface, striped lights, gates, the works.
On the river.
Sorry, y'all had music to that one. Y'all couldn't hear it, but I could. I was like,
But kind of like where it started to where this is the future right here. And, we need to realize that because we do need to come up with a better product for the Heartbeat of America and give them, something that they deserve in a great place to park it. This even
like Mount Pleasant. Is Mount Pleasant on here, Chris? You uploaded new Mount Pleasant photos, right?
Yeah, if you can go to Wisconsin too, that's another yard that
I want to see the airport one. Where's the airport?
Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay, all right. So we'll go to Florida. All right, we'll go up to Florida. We're closer to Florida. So let's go. Right
there.
Right there?
Yep. That's 10 inches of concrete in an Amazon industrial kind of community.
But yeah, the whole strip, it was just like that where those warehouses are now. The whole strip used to run down that whole area, and it's all been built up for industrial now.
That's crazy.
If you like to, a little bit more here, to kind of give our customers the value without having, everyone says, well, can I see the yard? That's why almost all of our yards, as you've seen, Pedro, all of our yards have drone footage at the bottom, because we actually we have a company that flies a drone through them to kind of give you the full oversight of the property. This yard was all millings about 5 months ago.
Said it was all buildings.
Yeah,
Millings, like asphalt millings, rock, stone.
there should be like a video kind of tour of the site.
Sweet. Y'all need to bring that Freight Ninja trailer to Matt's next year. That'd be
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
badass. Let us run the logistics lounge out of the trailer, man.
Yeah, bro. That shit be still. Here it is. Here's right there.
You might want to mute the music on your end.
Now I want to hear it. Let's see. How good is it? Oh, it's not even playing.
There's one of the CDL schools.
Yep.
This one's, yeah, like Chris said, we moved into this one. We were having some real issues with, heavy loads sinking in the stone, and drivers getting stuck in Wisconsin winters. When it's turning spring and everything's thawing out, they were basically sinking right into the ground. So, yeah, this was a big.
We talked about kind of cost and how can people charge for drivers to park at a safe, secure location. What do you think our plow bill is here that's guaranteed, whether they go out one time or they go out up to 55 inches? Just take a guess for the season.
Talking about price, $500.
Yeah. How much?
500.
No, for the season.
Oh, season. Oh, $5,000.
Okay.
$5,000 and $1.
You're a jackass.
Well, what's the season like? How long is the season?
From November to March.
November to March.
5 months.
$500.
$36,000. Whether he goes out there for one snowfall, and if it goes over 55 inches, now I'm paying a per push premium. Think about that cost overhead.
Cover that plowing that.
And that was the lowest bid we got. It went up to 45,000.
Holy shit!
See, I'm in the wrong fucking. God damn! Holy shit! That is crazy.
Double Clutch said my wife is an ex-lot lizard. I love her.
Dude, that's one of those troll accounts. We don't. Who knows who it is, man? Who knows who that is?
Hey, I'm glad he's happy though.
Yeah.
Lot lizards be loving too.
Yeah.
That's right.
But yeah, so back to kind of like we understand that we got to get better than the milled yards. I mean, that's still going to be the base of that's going to be the foundation of truck parking. That's where this industry was built on. But as it grows, this is kind of what you saw in our Mount Pleasant, our Jacksonville. I think we have. That's where now when someone says, "Hey, we got a site, especially out of state, that we can't touch every day like we do to our regional yards." That's what you're going to see out of our sites going forward, because it's a lot less.
Still trying to stay competitively priced too, right? I mean, these truck drivers, single owner operator, they'll leave and go park with another guy. They could save $15, right? They don't care if it's all concrete or they got to drive through the mud. So if we can give a premium product and still stay real competitive pricing wise, that's
I would need. I don't know. I guess I'm a bougie driver. Ain't no fucking way in hell I am trekking through no damn mud in my truck,
Straight
nor
up.
my car, nor my feet. Hell no. If I ain't got
Some
to,
of them,
I'll give you
craters out there, dude.
I'll give you
like,
15 extra dollars, bro. I'll give you 15
Can't even
extra
call
dollars
them-
for that shit.
can't even call them craters in some of those lots, dude. They're canyons.
Dude,
Like, I'm
there
telling
is
you.
literally a truck. You can't even call it a truck parking space. It is property that a body shop, and they're a national chain, mind you. A national chain body shop owns this large property, and they have a piece of it, probably about half an acre, that has never been developed. Trucks have been parking there forever. Well, when the national chain came through and they purchased that, they started charging the drivers to park there. It is, I think, $15 a night now. And dude, there are holes in that thing. You could lose a fucking Volkswagen Beetle in this shit.
Damn.
You pay $15 for that. I parked there one fucking time and I didn't pay. Like, I parked on a Saturday and they were closed. Like, bitch, I'll be gone Monday at 5 a.m. And we ain't gonna catch me. I never ever parked there again, dude. So, dude, you're right. And that lot, it stays packed. I don't know, it only fits maybe, I don't know, 10 or 15 trucks, and there's no lines. You park wherever you park. You better pray to God someone don't block your ass in. Yeah, $15, man. It is the.
I was in Columbus, Ohio yesterday looking at a site, 180 acres of truck parking, full, 5,400 stalls. I couldn't even get the car through the yard. That's how bad it was and bouncy it was. I told Chris, I had motion sickness when I got out of there.
Yeah.
But hey, see, here's the thing though with stuff like that is to us, to people that aren't drivers, you look at it as just an aesthetic thing, and you look at it as someone who drives a car. Oh, well, I wouldn't want to drive over that. A truck wouldn't want to drive over that. Here's the flip side to that. Those holes in that truck and trailer shifting, that could end up being a freight claim on that carrier if they take that truck or trailer through the wrong hole or whatever, and that trailer or truck gets just the certain way, and that freight falls over, that's a claim. You know what I mean? And of course the driver's going to be blamed, and they can't go and say, oh, well, it was this crap hole that I parked at last night,
Right.
where when I went through there, I picked up someone in their Volkswagen Beetle out of the hole too. So I'm saying, like, that's another part of it that I don't think that people get deep enough into this when they're talking about providing these parking spaces. A lot of them, John, I know you can agree. You mean, I know you guys have seen it, John, because a lot of people are like, oh, I've got an empty place I've got empty land. Let's put a truck here. I'm not going to do anything to it. Maybe put a fence and a gate up, and that's it. And they don't think about anything beyond the monetary value of it and actually providing a service that's going to bring back repeat customers.
100%. And you know what? To touch on that, that's once a city sees a premium site, guess what's getting approved moving forward? They're only going to allow, we'll let you open a truck parking facility and give you the zoning, but it's got to look like that one that looks like your local mall's parking lot, right? So, I think a lot of these guys were grandfathered in, a lot of these mom and pop guys, but as these facilities start to change hands and institutional investors come in and buy it from the original owner that's had it for 150 years, you're going to see requirements like that with a lot of municipalities where it's, you could do truck parking, but we want it paved, we want this, we want concrete, we want gates, we want meshing all the way around so people don't have to look at the trucks. So,
dude, that's a good topic. Hey, how does that work, man? With obviously zoning comes into this, it's a commercial property, but we're talking about parking equipment on there that could have hazardous materials in it. Obviously, diesel. Is that a big part of you guys' business, is overcoming those local municipalities? Dude, I'm so glad you brought that up. I never thought about that shit.
The hardest part of our business is getting these sites approved. Because one, they don't bring in a lot of tax revenue for the cities, right? Because it's vacant land. Right? If you put up a big box warehouse on that, your tax bill is going to be 4 times on that improved piece of property, right? So now, when I first started, you just opened up and that was that. Now, not only are you seeing, these requirements by the city where they want certain landscaping, a certain amount of trees, certain surface, Now they want to tax you on it too. So, when I first started in Chicago, there was zero tax. Now I got to pay 9% to the county, 9% to the state, and 22% to the city. Now I got a 50-50 partner on this facility.
I recommend
that isn't
you
shit in
your
our property
business.
either.
And
They don't allow electric fences, so we're a crime home.
Here, Joliet, Illinois, they now have it's called the in lieu of tax bill, right? If you have vacant land, we'll approve truck parking, but you got to pay $60 a spot to the city because that's what we were supposed to get if you were to develop the same site. So, people are catching on to it, and you're going to start seeing a lot of, but it only affects the driver at the end of the day, right? I mean, now your spot that was $200, tack another 40% onto it. It's crazy.
And if you say, well, then I'm just not going to park there. I mean, yeah, I get it. But all you're going to do is you're going to shrink down the space again, and we're going to grow the problem of drivers having nowhere to park in a safe spot because they've now. I mean, it's insane, and that's what we go to the cities with. We say, so you guys don't like the goods that you get again back to your groceries, your malls, your outlets. You guys enjoy all of that revenue and all that sales tax from those products, but you don't want the guys that allow that bring that in to be able to park and have a safe spot to park here.
Because you're costing the city tax revenue because all of these fucking cities are now passing these truck laws to where you park, we're going to tow your shit, and then you're going to pay these outrageous fees. That's why I don't like you, man, because you're costing the money. That's why they're taxing your ass, John.
Right.
That's what they're doing. They're like, you're taking it, get it back from you, buddy.
John, but the problem is you guys are missing the point. You got to grease pockets, man. Like, who do I got to connect you with, bro? That's the real Chicago way, man.
Yeah, that's the old school way.
We gotta go in with bats, Chris. You ready to go in with bats?
But
I'm there with you, John.
Allegedly.
Isn't it ironical and hypocritical at the same time that cities and counties or whatever will pass ordinances against trucks parking at certain places, but then you come in and you're like, I've got a solution to your problem, and they're like, okay, we'll jump through these 8,000 hoops and pay us all this money for permits and blah, 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 blah. And maybe we'll do that. You know what I mean? Like it's just completely ridiculous. You would, and that's, man. Oh, Hunter, guess what time it is? It's time for my most favorite saying in the entire world. That's why I always say, man, in the words of the great communicator, Ronald Reagan, there is nothing that the government can do that the private industry cannot do better. And you would think that, after all the time we've been a country and the failures that our government has done, that they would see that we need private industry in everything, including things like truck parking, carrier vetting, all of these different things. And they would welcome you guys in and would want to partner with you and use your expertise. You know what I mean? Because these people that are placed in these city councils, they don't know shit about truck parking. They don't know stuff about semis for the most part. You know what I mean? So you would think they would want to lean on you guys and your expertise and the product that you have for them to help solve a problem that they obviously have, trucks parking everywhere. But, you always got to make it.
That leads to my next question, because John and Chris brought up something. Well, Chris, you did actually. Like, have you guys thought of going to your legislators and showing the impact of the tax burden onto the commercial side to see, like, there's got to be data to show the correlation of how many, like, to your point, like we are, I say we because I live in Illinois, but in Illinois, like, there's high sales tax, in Chicago is high sales tax, and if you can show, like, and then also safety, right? If you can show on the asset side, if you can show, like, drivers feel safer, cargo safer. Like, there's got to be data out there, man. You guys can fucking show it to your legislators.
No, that's a great point, Josh, and that's something that we need to do. But there's in Chicago, yes, definitely. But fortunately for us, Chicago is one of the only cities that are really in tune. And to be honest, they're not even in tune with it. They just said we're going to tax it. They didn't know how, what, where, and when. So that's an ongoing battle. And there's kind of like a thing, like, do we go to the legislator or the city and say, hey, we're opening up a truck parking facility here. What are you guys going to tax us? Or what's the sales tax on this? What you're doing? What's that? light bulb goes on. So at this point in time, we kind of do our vetting with the online resources that we have through the municipalities, local municipalities, make sure that the coding's right. But if there's nothing black and white in there about truck parking or how it's done, we're not going to be the ones to bring it up. We're going to kind of do what we do now and ask for forgiveness later.
That's right.
They're trying,
That's
they're
right.
using the same tax code that they wrote for the parking garages in the city, or you go to Soldier Field and, for a Bears game, they want to tax these drivers and us the same way, right? When I ask them questions, they don't know how to answer them. So it's like, all right, you want to tax motor vehicles. What if it's just a trailer that doesn't have a motor? Am I taxed on that? No. Okay, so what are we talking about right now? So I'm like, what do I owe you? What do you think I owe you? Right? And it's like, we don't know how to do the calculation, right? Because half these guys are using it as a trailer drop yard. Half of them, said they were going to use it as a trailer drop yard, leave their truck attached. We don't police that, right? If you buy a spot, you buy a spot. Whatever you could fit in there, we're cool with. So how do I monitor it as the business owner, right? I'd have to go there and count which ones have the truck attached still every day. I can't do that. So
Just
we'll
in
see.
case the city of Chicago is listening, which they probably are, we do everything above board and we pay all of our taxes.
100%. And we're probably the only ones.
They do call our accountant and ask him questions because we do pay it. And they're like, hey, do you know anyone else that's parking in this area that maybe I'm not aware of? No, we just worry about ourselves. Like, go do your own due diligence. You're getting paid to do this.
That's
not
right.
relying on us to tell you information. We're not gonna give that up.
We're not rats.
Exactly.
That's how I was raised.
Oh shit.
But yeah, we actually have one of the tax guys calls our accountant pretty regularly and asks me, hey, do you know anyone else that's operating like you guys are? And I mean, before when we were a mom and pop shop, you could kind of fly under the radar. You can't do that anymore, right? You're advertising, all our stuff's online. With Google Earth, you could see everything that's going on. So
Absolutely. You drop the little person. That's how we call our competitors. We drop the little person right in front of their yard. Oh, there's a sign. Oh, S&J Truck Parking. Call them. What's their rates? Well, we can't get it because they didn't answer the phone. So now we got to move on.
All right, my final question. This is just me. I want to know, what is the future look like for you guys? What type of markets you getting into? What type of innovation maybe are you guys thinking about putting into your stuff? Just what do you guys, what you can give us, have set up and planned for the future of Freight Ninja?
yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of big things coming that we can't quite talk about yet, but we've got big things coming, and expanding in the most port cities, port markets, major logistics hubs. For us to have a presence in all those cities, so more for our national customers. Hey John, I need 50 spots in Houston, 25 spots in Chicago, 30 spots in Minneapolis. We could help them in every single market like that, right? So we're really going to just kind of stick to what we've been doing, right? It's worked. The formula's worked so far. So, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So we're just going to keep, on that approach. We opened up from April of 23 to today, over 30 new locations across the country. So keep scaling at that rate, right? And that's it.
Keep getting better. And, like John has always said, to kind of piggyback, we consider ourselves an extension of our customers' team. Last night, we had one of our national account customers text me at 8 o'clock. Hey, Chris, I got a hot load in San Antonio, high value that I have no place to go. I called a competitor of ours, not even a competitor, because I don't really look at people as competitors, because I will give you the secret sauce to everything, but you're not going to do it as good as we do. You're not going to answer the phone at 11 o'clock. Some of these guys don't even answer the phone during work hours. That's how problematic this space truly is. And it's kind of mind-blowing that you operate a business based off of customer service and being reachable, and I can't reach you, even as a competitor. So, I mean, I gave it to a competitor. He locked them in. Chris, thank you so much. Even John goes, well, did you really want to? I said, John, we always talk about this. No one will do it as good as we do. No one has the passion or the fire that we have to execute how these corporate gloms want shit done. I mean, you guys know you're in the corporate world. I mean, they want answers and they want it now. And if you don't give it to them, they're picking up the phone and they're going to call somebody else and you're a thing of the past. As soon as you fail, you're done. They've written you off. We don't allow that to happen. And all of our team is from the transportation world, either an ex-driver, an ex-broker, an ex-dispatcher, or an ex-accounting person that dealt with drivers and stuff like that. So, you know, we kind of have that feel for them. You want to talk about our delinquency report? Holy shit, it would make most people throw up. But we're here to work with the guys. We understand the freight industry. John's brother still owns Legend Trucking, so they work right below us. So we get the calls, we get the beat. We know times are hard right now. We're not here just, hey, it's August 1st. You didn't make your July payment. We're hooking you up to a truck. We're calling you. Hey, what do we got to do? Do we got to work out a payment plan? So that's where I think our success has come from is we're in tune with what's going on. We're not just sitting here counting our money. Oh, you didn't pay, get them out. Our customers we value. They're the reason why we're here and why we get paid every single day is because the product that we put out is a good product. We're accountable. We communicate, and truly, we really do care. I mean, we are very passionate here at Freight Ninja. There is no lack of that, as you can probably tell.
Chris, I'm gonna need you to calm the fuck down.
I tell him that 10 times a day. He's yelling a lot for me. I'll be on a call and he's yelling. He's not yelling. He's just talking loud.
Dude, no, as my wife says about me, Chris, you're just passionate, man.
Yeah, that's what I get.
Than this guy in anything he does. That's why he's here with me. It's crazy.
Dude, I love it. You guys, I love y'all's energy, man. Like, dude, it's so funny. Chris said that when he sent the email to us. He's like, dude, just saw that show. Love your fucking guys' energy. Like, dude, we got to do something. We got to come on the show. And when I read your intake form, I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, I love this guy, man. Our energy is so gonna match, man.
How many 40-year-olds you know that are still playing competitive full contact flag football like this guy is?
Dude, that shit is so
no
cool.
way.
Dude, when I saw that you just said that, yes, that shit is so awesome, bro.
Pull up some pictures and some videos, man. Let's go see some highlights.
Yeah, we can stay on
That's
for another hour.
Cool.
But yeah, no, and like you said, likewise, man. And hopefully, when you know, and everything goes well in the news, and we do have something exciting to share. You know, hopefully we get back on this because if all goes well, this will be groundbreaking shit. Fully, and with the possible partnership that's evolving here, it will take the parking game as a whole to the next level and truly benefit the drivers, the boots on the ground, the guys at the curb, because this other company cares just as much as we do and has been in a similar sector and has mastered it 10 times over. So hopefully when it comes time, you know, we can hop on here and shit, I did almost give it to you guys. Passion is better. I'd almost say, you know, maybe we allow, since we had such a great time here, maybe the logistics lounge is where it breaks first. You know, we love that.
Hey, listen,
Who knows?
So
Only one way to find out.
yeah,
That's right.
Hey, to say that, you guys are now officially Lounge Lizards. So it doesn't even have to be Freight Ninja or truck parking related, man. You guys are welcome on the show anytime. You got a message you want to put out, you just want to hang, kick back, take some drinks with us, listen to the other people that come on our show, because you know that's one thing. You know, a lot of other podcasts in our space do the same thing. They cover all the logistics stuff, but you know, we really try to bring people in here and be fucking real. You know, folks, talk about the stuff, talk about real issues, hold nothing back. You know, we got carriers, we got brokers, we got tech companies, we got truck parking people. We have everyone that comes in here and chill. And honestly, I mean, who doesn't love to be the place where news breaks? And we've broken some news here before. We've had some things that have happened here, you know. And so, dude, we love it. This is not gonna be the last time you guys are on. You're gonna come on much more because this, even the truck parking space, it's continuing to innovate. You know what I mean? Things are continuing to expand. The coverage on it, and or I should say the eyes that are on it, you know, is starting to become more. You know what I mean? It wasn't too long ago that the government didn't give two shits about truck parking. And now, even though it's only a couple of 100 million while we're sending billions to other countries, I'll digress. You know, at least they're throwing something towards the problem, you know. And so, you know, there's always going to be news and new forefronts and new barriers that are going to be broken.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Like the fact that you guys are thinking outside the box, have driving schools on there, diving into the intermodal side of things, containers, airport side, and I want to talk to y'all about that because I'm a big drayage guy. So
we've stored some pretty crazy shit in the past. I mean, things you would never think of. Like we had a group, they store homicide vehicles. So like if a homicide happens in a vehicle, they got to store that evidence in a secure yard, right? So. You know,
let me guess, Chicago or Harvey?
For 8 years.
Oh yeah, it's close, guys.
Or Joliet, I wouldn't be surprised anymore. Shit.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I mean,
Josh,
another thing too. Just real quick, I know we're trying to wrap this, but
no, we ain't trying to wrap it. It's
okay.
Chris. It's whatever, bro. Yeah.
Like we had this, one of our first customers in our Hammond, Indiana yard was Medline, and I've never seen a piece of equipment. It's a trailer that's converted into almost a cross dock that has side doors. And as soon as I posted that on LinkedIn, that bitch just blew up. Like people were like, "What is this?" I was like, "Okay, so I'm not the only one." So they use it as a cross dock facility, and this trailer takes up one spot, but obviously they have to have the other spots sold because their straight jobs back up to that, and they transload goods from that. And that was the coolest idea, and I've never seen it before. So shout out to Medline, and maybe check out that poster. I'll forward it to you guys so you guys can post it as well. But it was, I mean, I think that thing got it was my best post ever in LinkedIn history, which I was like, what the fuck? It was a trailer, but hey, cool. So yeah, that's one thing I love about the transportation community as a whole. It's very tight-knit, and it's a group of hardworking individuals that actually care about their job. Because it's not a pretty job. You know, when we got to go out, you know, and we're not even the drivers who are doing this work, but just seeing it's a very humbling community that is always evolving and changing because people are trying to better themselves and better the ways that they do the work. And at the end of the day, too, every penny counts in this world and in this industry, especially when it's related to transportation. You know, so that's just that's what I love about this shit. It's just
learn something new every day, right?
Always gonna learn.
Yeah, that's why we're not accountants, man. Like that's why I love this industry because every day it is problem solving. Like you said, dude, I did the same shit when I started working at PCT. I hopped in the truck with my boss TJ, and we drove from Dallas out to California. And lo and behold, our truck broke down in Needles, California, 115-degree parking lot. But one of our drivers came up and we, you know, unloaded some wine to his trailer and, you know, boom, problem solved. You know, had to get it there on time. And,
absolutely.
You know, it's just, you know, especially and with what you guys are doing, it's there's obviously a problem, but, you know, you're not just making it better. You're going, you know, one step above.
Yeah.
Like you're like, you know, even like these CDL schools, you know, like the head, like overweight, you know, that's hard for people to find that parking. You know, you're talking about making sure that your parking lots can support that, you know, not only protecting you guys, but, you know, making these guys' lives a lot easier.
Yeah.
That's our goal. I think too, to kind of go back to what Pedro was asking, like I started Freight Ninja. It's not Freight Ninja truck parking. It's none of that, right? Freight Ninja was actually supposed to be like a one-stop shop solution for truck drivers, right? So just we started with parking and that just kind of took off. So, you know, it ate up all my time. But I mean, what else could we sell to these guys, other ancillary products that they need every day, right? So whether it's fuel, whether it's, you know, on-site repair, whether it's insurance, you know, there's still very early for this company. And I think with with what we've been working on kind of here in the background, that's still the goal and the vision of the company, is to provide that one-stop shop solution, because these drivers want to call one number and get all their questions answered and make sure someone's looking out for them. So
Freight Ninja 411.
exactly.
There you go.
Ninja 411. What's y'all? Bro, you guys have y'all so got to find like someone with fucking ninja training to like seriously do a kick-ass promo video for you guys. I'm serious. What we should do.
What's his name from Word on the Street? The trainer, man, as the dojo.
Oh, Freight Sensei, Scott Watanabe.
Freight Sensei.
Oh yeah.
He's a samurai motherfucker. That's different. No, we should.
Same, but
You're gonna get canceled for saying that shit.
He is a samurai. It's different.
I got a ninja. I got a sword in here. I got some ninja stars. Some, make sure you probably see them up here.
Oh yeah, we get
up there in the frame. One of the employees actually bought those at Matt's. He's like, I got to get these for John for sure.
They were selling ninja stars at Matt's.
Yeah, I thought they were weird.
You can't carry a gun. You got ninja stars.
Better watch out.
They're tire
In the
thumpers.
old neighborhood.
Yeah.
They're paperweights, Mr. DOT officer. Could you imagine, bro? Could you fucking imagine? Just picture, if you will, truck stop, skew in truck stop. You see two truck drivers fighting. One truck driver pulls out ninja stars.
They're in there. Why were they selling those at Matt's? What was the company?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And since you guys got so much parking in Illinois, you'd be like, "What up, my ninja?"
The shit that we saw being sold at Matt's was mind-boggling. I mean,
Really?
dude,
busted a couple laps with this guy that we met
I was
outside.
just
He was
about
like
to
some
say that.
cowboy from California and was selling these little tricycles that go like 30 miles an hour. He was like, "You want to test ride?" And hell yeah.
And he was,
Tricycle?
no, yeah, they were little like electric trikes, and
Yeah.
he was selling them at Matt's to, like, I would say pandering. That's not the right word, but he was pushing them towards drivers, saying, "Hey, you may have to park at a truck stop, but that doesn't mean you have to like stay there. One of these things, you could go down the street and get yourself a bite to eat somewhere good, or you could go to Walmart and get some, a few little groceries, whatever." But they were cool. We were literally
super lightweight, folds up, battery
Yes.
comes out, like it's awesome.
we were outside taking
Buy
a
one?
fresh air fucking break, and this guy
Didn't have
walks
$1,100 on me.
out. Yeah,
You were thinking about it. You were thinking about it though.
those things were so fucking cool, man. They were, and Hunter just jumped on it and left. He just went rolling around Matt's, and they just left me in this booth. We had all these people like coming up to me,
Having a good
"Hey."
time.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy, man.
But that's truck drivers, right? It's crazy that simple things that they enjoy, and for us to be able to connect the dots between the real blue collar truck drivers to these white collar institutional investors that are talking about $100 million like it's $100. We're kind of serving as that, like Chris said, we all come from a trucking background, so we know how to speak the lingo, we know how to relate to these guys, and we've also educated ourselves enough to, connect them with the white collar investors of the world. So
John doesn't let me talk to those.
I
Chris
love that.
is allowed
John.
to talk to those guys, though. Only me.
You know what? Hey, I don't blow smoke up anyone's ass, and these guys can tell you. And I'm sure you guys saw the show. John, you're that. I get that vibe from you. You don't get that. I don't get that douchey CEO cookie cutter guy from you. Like you look like the real deal, man. I'm fucking proud of you, dude.
Appreciate it.
I know Chris is definitely down to earth, but John, I get that vibe from you too, brother. I'm proud of you. For real.
This
You
kid
should have
thinks
seen the
I'm
first line that he drew on the pavement with spray paint.
No
You
shit.
gotta send him that picture. It is fucking. You asked how do they just hand someone a baby if they would have saw the first line that he sprayed, they would say, no, you got to go practice, homie.
Hell yeah.
Oh shit!
Hey, people kind of ask like,
John, he said John couldn't draw a stick figure with a ruler.
hey, it's true, but hey, last week me and him went out and striped the whole yard on a Saturday morning. I got pretty good at it now. I taught him all the
Sure
tricks.
did.
But I mean,
John,
no
you
matter
know
how
what?
big we get, I mean, you got to remember, I'm still the first one here every morning, last to leave, and try to set an example for the rest of the guys. And whenever I get here at like 3:30 in the morning, I text Chris a picture of a ninja or something crazy. But I mean, that's just how we were raised, and we all played football in college. It's sports, and you learn a lot from that. So.
Yeah.
John, you know,
Most of the white collar calls, I just kind of pretend like I know what they're talking about, and then when I hang up, I'll look up what they're talking about.
Bro, right here,
Right?
dog. Straight up.
I'm like, yeah, 10% cap rates, yeah, for sure.
John's like,
Yeah,
nice.
go
Thank you, Father. So we can go buy 8 baseball hats and give them to the guy that wants to buy it. All right. So
John, look, man. That's what I was gonna tell you. I'm a good judge of character with that because my success at Amazon was the same thing. When I built Amazon's first mid and last mile global transportation, all modalities. So I did that for 9 years, and I could tell you, man, like I was just good at fucking cutting through the bullshit, making info transferable up and downstream and to blue collar to white collar. I was really good at it, man, and that's all it was, dude. And
Josh,
I'm not better.
they already said that when you come by there, they're going to give you swag. You don't have to keep kissing their ass.
fuck
I'm
that.
joking.
I'm not stroking
You know I love you,
bro.
dude.
I'm not stroking this shit. I'm not stroking this shit.
I just, you know, I gotta
I
give you
take
shit,
everything
man.
back.
You know, I gotta give you shit, dude. No, I agree with. I'm with you, though, Josh. I'm with you.
No, yeah, it's and honestly, I truly believe that's why we've kind of gotten to this point, right? A lot of these, even the white they weren't used to getting the response and the response time that we give them, right? So it's like these real estate guys are like, you send me over a proposal. I'm like, yeah, I'll send you a proposal. Well, when will I have it? I don't know. Give me an hour. I'll get it back to you. They're like, what do you mean an hour? I'm like, I'm going to hang up. I'm going to do the proposal for you. I'm going to send it back. These guys are used to waiting 2-3 weeks, right?
Hey, they're not used to dealing with logistics people, bro.
Exactly.
You know, time is money. You know what I mean? Like, time is money. I ain't got time to be wasting. I got to get this done. I got 10 other things I got going on right now. I got to get this stuff out of the way.
Josh, where are you at? You're here in Chicago?
I'm in. I was born and raised in the city, yeah, but I live in Park Ridge.
Okay.
German.
My cousins went to Maine South.
Oh no shit! My kids go to Maine East, so
okay.
Yeah. That's
Awesome.
crazy, bro. Small world.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll have to get you guys off for sure.
Let me know when I can come over, man, so we could chill out, do some videos, so I can send it to the guys. They would love that.
Don't forget the
We'll
fresh
touch
chicken.
the electric fence.
Yeah. If y'all let me do it, I'll go get a chicken dog.
I'm just joking.
Yeah.
That would be so funny, though. That would be so funny, dude.
Dude, you know, whatever to promote Freight Ninja, man, and to promote the community, man, because you know, truckers, man, they need parking, man. They want to feel safe, dude. And there's a new generation coming in. It's hard to get new drivers on now, dude. That's why automation is being pushed, right? But I'm still hopeful that there's a blue collar crowd that don't want to go to college. That driving a truck, we can make it better, enjoyable. Game rooms, you know, the premium sites. Like I feel like there's still innovation, still investment opportunities here. You know, Amazon, dude. Amazon. We knew this, dude. We knew that truck stops were the issue, a huge issue in our industry, man. And like they're doing the best. The private industry is doing the best that they could. The government's, putting eyes on it. What you guys are fucking doing is cool, man. And yeah, keep doing it, man.
Josh, you hit it on the head, and it's about allowing the youth to invest into this world. And one thing that we got to get, and I was a big advocate of this in my past life, while talking to drivers and agents and the boots on the ground. We have to help educate the working class into what their worth is. Understand making money, what making money is, and what moving money is. Coming from the moving and storage world, agents had warehouses that they had to fill, and they had a lot of overhead, but they would accept jobs, and I would be like, I'd do a cost out, and I'd be like, you lost $500 on that. What was the point? getting the volume to cover that. So you got to educate yourself on the loads that you accept, or even like what we do. Before we go into a lease or an ownership deal, we do a pro forma and we back our cost in and say, does this make sense? Because this market calls for a 200 a month rate. If I can't make it at that, I'm not going to accept the property because there's no need for that. I'm gonna be a loser because I can't change a market like we talked about. These guys will leave you over $15. Even if you're a concrete site, they'll go park on dirt to save that $15. So you have to understand that and know your market space. And drivers, we got to get better at that and understanding what our worth is, how valuable we are on the street, and almost tell the top, I can't do it for that much. This is what I can do it for. Take it or leave it. And if we all, we got to watch the collusion word here, especially with the government. But if everyone educates themselves and helps each other out like we did, it would be a much more palatable job in an actual career like it was back in the early days. So I'm with you on that.
I have a question for you two. Any of you two can answer, or you even combine. Like, if you had unlimited capital, what are the top 3 innovations you would like to see in your space?
I think, for the bigger groups, the national groups, it's, inventory automation somehow, to where we could track their inventory coming in and out of the facilities and, timestamp it when it came in, when it came out, because we get a ton of calls like that. Hey, can you go in the yard and check and see if trailer XYZ is in there? Or can you write down all the trailers we have in your yard and send it to us? It's like, yeah,
you guys need an automatic check-in system, dude. We developed our own at Amazon and GateGo. There's a lot of cheaper software, cheaper. I'm not promoting any products, but there's it's out there, man.
Yeah.
We got to record that data somehow. I mean, how it is with trucking. It's not as easy as kind of saying it out loud, right? So like you get a trucking company, unless we get a group to say, hey, send me all your trailers and your inventory, I can't really match up who the carrier was, right? We've got outside carriers pulling other people's equipment. We got guys that are leasing equipment. So it's to be constantly recording equipment that's getting changed out. That's the last thing XPO wants to do, is call us and say, hey, we turned in trailer 5301 and now we have 5302. They're not going to call us and do that. You know what I mean? So everything that, we've had a lot of calls with a lot of groups that are putting tech out, and it's like, you could always punch holes in it, right? Especially with containers and chassis and different chassis numbers and different plate numbers, and they don't own them. And certain steamship lines got to be with certain chassis. It's like,
it's true.
I don't know who the carrier is who brought it in, because one line owns it. So
you see, John, you're not bullshitting. You see, man, that's what's up, dude.
Mine would be security. I love the alligator moat around the property, because if that's the biggest thing that grinds, like that's what keeps me up at night. Blue Island, hot yard. I mean, I'll open up the doors here. We were spending $14,000 a month in security at Blue Island because of local scumbags that just couldn't keep their hands to themselves. 3 cameras, AI monitor, 2 security guards roaming. I mean, I was watching these guys on film trying to cut through the fence, time the security. And that's what people say, drivers, and I get it. I'd be the same way. I'd be on fire too if my shit got hit. And I'm paying, $175, $200 to park in a security yard. But we got to understand, we're dealing with creative professionals here. I wish you could have every answer for security. Unfortunately, the way people are today, I mean, it's so tough. But security would be my thing, and just putting a stop to that, and even harder penalties on people that get caught. Josh, you know this just as much as we do, coming from the market. Chicago doesn't give a fuck. You call them and say, hey, there's a guy robbing a container right now in Blue Island. Okay, well, I got 3 guys that just got shot on the other side of town.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, we're just as much a priority, dude. We're taking the steps to handle the situation, but it's out of our control now. But at the end of the day, it falls back on us as an operator that, we didn't do our part. And that crushes me every time it happens. I mean, there was almost a time where I
had to talk him out of this, and he wanted to go there and patrol the yard himself, and then it's like, motherfucker, you're not going out there.
Yeah,
I would come with you, Chris.
You
Chris,
crazy
we
fucker.
could make this so much fun, bro. Like I'm serious. The electrified fence thing is awesome, but we've got to find a way to like shoot people with like fucking paintballs or something. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
like
Dude,
pepper balls.
I would totally
You gotta
sit.
make it
I would
fun and
totally sit
interesting.
overnight with you guys, dude. I would totally sit overnight, dude.
Josh, don't sign up for something that you really don't want to do because you might be sick.
Bro, I'm crazy, dog. I'm a crazy motherfucker,
John,
dude.
You come in the morning, Josh will be asleep. Josh will be asleep with an open pizza box on.
And that's another thing. True story. Drive through calls. Hey, by the way, I dropped your security guard that was sleeping in the front of the yard off of pizza. I had to knock on his window to wake him up. I'm like, see, this is the problem. It's all about. That's what we tell our team here. Just give this much of a fuck, and you will grow in today's society. All you need is this, and the rest will come. Because a lot of people, they don't care. And it's sad. It truly is, because it's ruining this. It's ruining everything. Just care a little bit. And that's what we try to coach here and try to get these guys, pass on our passion to the great employees that work for us to make sure that we're all on the same page here. Because if you're not on our same page, this isn't just a sale. This is a customer. Again, this is who gives you a paycheck every single Friday that you get paid is coming from these people. So it better pack.
That's right. Damn. Yo, John, you a lucky bastard for having Chris. He's passionate about truck parking. You know how hard that shit is, dude?
Right?
I'm sweating.
When I first started in this, they're like, what do you do? I'm like, I do truck parking, and
That's
this was
right,
back in like 2016, and then people are like, what do you mean you do truck parking? What the fuck is that? I'm like,
Yeah,
you should be buying up all these truck parking sites, and no one will give me $1. So,
Yeah. Hunter, what's going on, bro?
Me?
You're quiet today. Normally,
I'm listening, bro. I'm listening, man. Y'all talking about
He
it.
does a lot of background shit, man. I feel bad for him.
Yeah,
I-
no, it's all
yeah.
good, man. I'm over here
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
about Josh's poultry and parking show. He's gonna go out there and get beans on the electric fence. Hey,
I
I'm
love
up
that shit.
look, we always sit around
Poultry
and tell
and
stories
parking.
about crazy shit
Oh,
that happens in our yards.
That's
but-
the greatest, bro. That's
I
the
love it,
greatest.
man. So what are some of the difficulties when it comes to finding a new spot? Because Atlanta is one of the places that triggered my mind when it comes to crime and theft, and then obviously Hartsfield Jackson is the largest airport in the world, or the busiest airport in the world. Like, Memphis, obviously, that's a problem spot. But what kind of obstacles are you guys coming across when it comes to getting into some of these areas? Like how do you ensure that you're picking the right places?
I'll give one answer, John, if you don't mind, real quick. Something that's recently come up now that this is a very popular space to get into now. What you're seeing is people are outpricing their market. They're doing the math, kind of like what we do, and they're saying, well, if this is a 200 spot market and I can get 20 trucks in here, I should ask for, $20,000 for this piece of property. It's like, no, we're good, because there's nothing. We're going to lose as soon as we sign on that dotted line. Yeah. And you're not bringing that type of value to this property. That's our job. So you need to operate it yourself, and then call us when you fail, because you will. When you got to take the 3 o'clock in the morning, the 2 o'clock in the morning calls, or everyone, whatever, this and that. That's my biggest hurdle here, is to kind of politely get people back down to reality and say, your land isn't worth that without us. So you should probably operate it yourself and figure it out. That's mine. Sorry, John, go ahead.
No, I kind of touch on what Chris just said. I mean, the managed side of things, that's kind of how I stumbled into it. Is, an institutional group came in and bought a portfolio of properties here in Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana, and I ended up doing work with the guy who was the previous owner who had sold it to this group. And a month in, they're calling him, and they're like, hey, how the hell do we run this thing? Like, people are running the gate over, the lights are out, people are parking each other's spot. They're calling me at 3 a.m. It's like, that's the business, right? So you get up and answer them, or you're gonna have no one parking there. So yeah, I mean that what Chris said, it's you give us a price based on the value of the dirt, we'll provide that extra value as the operator, right? So you just got to be smart when you're underwriting these projects and leave some wiggle room for error as well. So
at the end of the day, I mean, we got 40 sites. We're still a small business. One bad yard, I mean, that's a hit for us. So knock on wood, we've been lucky enough to have the capital partners that have the properties. And truly, when I say partners, I mean, we always talk about partnerships. That's who we target as far as capital partners too. We've had some bad eggs that have tried to sell us on a bill of shit that we've caught before we sign that dotted line. And then they go, oh, how did we get this far? Well, getting this far is when it's signed. It's not signed yet, so it's all open game. That's why John doesn't allow me to talk to brokers anymore on the real estate side, because they get the truth. But we do have partners, like you guys mentioned one on your other one, Timber Hills. They're a Chicago-based property, awesome group. They're only going to be as good as their users, because at the end of the day, someone could just walk away and leave it their problem. That we're not in business to burn bridges and do bad. That's bad business in my eyes. But people do it all the time. I mean, we just got asked about a site in Dallas because someone walked away from it. Another operator. But so when our partners are in line with us and we trust them, we make it happen. Even if our margin gets thinner, to help them out, we're there for them. And they value that, so they kind of got our backs, and that's why we run in a little bit of a tighter knit group. We're not just whoring ourselves out to anybody that's going to throw us property. We kind of vet them too and make sure that we're gonna have a good business partner for the next 5 to 10 years or however long this lease may be, and that everyone is aligned here. And I think that's been part of our success because John's built the relationships. I mean, one of the bigger ones, Transport Properties out of Chicago. I mean, we went to high school with the owner. So we keep things tight here, and it's really helped us out with trusting the people that have, there's a lot of money in the line here. Like that 106 site that you saw, that's over $100,000 a month in rent or lease payments. If we default on that, that owner is going to have a problem, and we don't want that to happen. So we get very creative with our deals, and they assist us and give us the tools to make sure that we're successful as well, because it is a joint venture at the end of the day.
So you guys are leveraging relationships, which is important, which is critical, which is
absolutely.
That's up to y'all. That's what's up.
What, 41 locations? It's the same, 8 to 10 ownership groups that trust that we're going to pay the lease payment every month, right? But at the same time, they might not like what we have to say about a certain project and pricing. But at the end of the day, you're going to have your payment on the first of the month, right? So if you try to gouge me, I can't pay you, and then we're both out. So
right, it's bad business.
All right, guys. Unfortunately, we need to wind down because even though our 9 to 5 is done, I still got meetings, or we still have meetings for the lounge going on after this. But we do want you guys to stay after the show backstage. We want to have a little post-show talk if we can. But with that said, before we let you go, or before we end the show, I should say, John, do you have any exiting comments, questions, concerns, updates? Give Freight Ninja some plugs, yourself some plugs.
I mean, stay tuned, right? This is just the beginning for us. We're still a fairly new company, and we're growing quickly, and we're building a good team. So, a lot of I got to give a lot of credit to the team and the guys I've surrounded myself with, because without them, none of this happens. And I'll keep doing my job and keep bringing on new sites. So, and also for all the truckers out there, if you need a place to park with guys that care, right? No one has more passion than my COO over here, so he'll make sure.
That's right.
Calm down, Chris. Calm down.
You don't have to go protect your truck yourself. So That's about it.
Hey, with that said, I never asked this. An app. Do you guys have an app?
Not yet. Something we're working on.
Fucking A. All right, cool. Let's make that happen. Hey,
Some of our
you know what?
drivers still have
Hey,
flip
that's
phones, so,
two things you get to drop on the lounge. Two things
Yep.
now. Look at that. Look at that. We got show 2 and 3 already lined up. Baby.
Oh, yeah.
Woo-wee.
100%.
Chris, what about you, my good friend? Same question. Any updates, comments, questions, plugs for yourself or Freight Ninja?
I just want to say I appreciate you guys for having us on. I know there really wasn't a background, so you guys took a risk, not knowing what we were about or if we were going to be lame ducks on the show. Hopefully, we held up our end of the bargain. And like
Hell
John
yeah.
said,
1000%, dude.
Fuck
You
yeah.
called
y'all
me
some
out for
sweet
being quiet over
motherfuckers,
here for
dude.
a second, man. I love that.
Hell yeah. Y'all no pussy,
Man,
that's
hey,
for
what's
sure.
your favorite color? And then that's how we get the story out. But like, you guys got the passion, man. I love it.
Hell
Right,
yeah.
man.
Fuck yeah.
and I appreciate you guys. And like John said, we got a great team here. It's a strong team that we will grow. And like I said, no one's going to do a better job than we do when it comes to secure truck, trailer, and fleet parking or any of your industrial outdoor storage needs.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, bro. That's
Josh.
awesome. Josh, what about you?
And the only thing I want to say is like, I want to let me know after the show we'll connect, but I want to go and connect with y'all, get some videos for the crowd, get some videos, get y'all out there, and meet the homies, man. You guys are becoming your lounge visitors now, so I want to meet y'all. And dude, what I wanted to say too, keep innovating, man. Chris, keep that fucking passion, dude, for your customers, because we need that, dude. We need that in our industry, man. You're a rare dude. And I want to get to know we want to get to know y'all more, man. Y'all some cool motherfuckers, dude. Keep doing what you're doing. That's it.
Appreciate
Oh,
you.
no. That's not it. And go Cubs. Go Cubs.
You just put the wall out, dude.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah, hey, to right off what Josh was saying, man, like what you guys are doing is cool. Like, you're not just here for truck parking. Like, you listen to the environment you work in, the drivers, people, CDL schools, man. Like, it's the innovation is something it's awesome, man. It's awesome. So keep on rocking and rolling. You guys are the shit, and definitely look forward to meeting y'all and seeing what you guys, got going in the future. When did you start again? 2022, 2023?
Freight Ninja, I think, officially Freight Ninja was my first month was March of 23. But
Dude,
was
that's
doing
insane.
parking.
Like, going back to y'all's website, you already have. Dang, hold on, let me go to the
Yeah,
location.
41 locations, Hunter.
Yeah,
No
41.
Way, that's fucking crazy.
Dude, the numbers on here are
Holy
insane.
Shit.
And y'all are just
That's
getting started.
explosive growth. Holy
Yeah.
shit. John,
Might
man.
sound crazy, but I think you
Chris.
guys are doing something right. Okay,
That's right.
It's wild hair, but it's awesome to see. Keep on rocking and rolling.
Sleepless nights too.
Let's go.
All right, hey, we're going to do this final sponsor break, and I'll come back with some closing comments. AccuBid Pro, whether you're a lease owner operator or just an owner operator, whether you got a small truck, a big truck, a medium truck. I mean, who really gives a fuck? Any truck. But you need AccuBid Pro so you can learn your cost per mile. Because if you don't know what it costs to make your truck go down the road, how do you know what you should be bidding on these lanes at, right? AccuBid Pro, first month's free. After that is only $17.99 a month.
Don't be a victim of cheap freight anymore. Take back control. These are turbulent times for the transportation industry, with companies merging or even closing their doors. Whether you're going out on your own or leasing on with a new company, know your operating costs. Look out for you and bid better with AccuBid Pro.
And once you learn your operating cost and you're making all that extra money, you're going to need someone to help you take care of and get paid out on those invoices ASAP, because not everyone can wait for those net terms to come around. And you got to do business with SureLine, because it's always sure fine, mighty fine, and it's a sure thing with SureLine.
Don't.
What the flippy dip? All righty, Spidey. We hey, thanks everyone for tuning in. Amazing show. The gentleman here from Freight Ninja just giving us some amazing things with truck parking. Y'all, this is an important topic. We can never touch on it enough. Everybody's got to do their part. Everybody's got a different approach. We absolutely love the way that these guys are attacking it. And tomorrow, there is nothing. The new Logistics Lounge schedule, if you do not know, is Wednesday and Friday. Thursday are our creative days, and then every other week you can catch Tow Truck Tuesdays. And starting soon, we will have Stop the Scam with John Cantera and Caitlin Price coming under the Lounge Media Group umbrella. So be on the lookout for that. Freestyle Friday this Friday. Hey, we're all going to be chilling. It's just going to be the homies. We're going to be tipping back a few, talking about whatever. If you want to chill, let us know. We'll drop you a link. Y'all can come and parlay with the crew here. So with that, as I always say, stunk them deuces. Mr. Hound, roll that beautiful beam footage.
Yeah.